Live from the Business RadioX studio inside Renaissance Bank, the bank that specializes in understanding you. It's time for North Fulton Business Radio.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of North Fulton Business Radio. I'm John Ray, and folks, we are broadcasting as usual from inside Renaissance Bank in beautiful Alpharetta, and it is beautiful today, folks. I've really been looking forward to this show today. Matthew Efird is with us, and he is a fantastic business owner, and you're going to enjoy hearing his story, and we'll get to Matthew here in a second. But I want to remind you that if you are tired of the mega bank experience, and if you're at one of those banks, you know what I'm talking about in terms of it being soul-crushing and dispiriting. Yes, all those things. They've got computers that want to talk to you instead of humans and all that stuff. And you know what? Renaissance just doesn't do business that way. They're big enough to handle pretty much any need you can throw at them, but they're small enough to deliver their services in a personal way. That's the feedback I get from clients that I refer to Renaissance. If that's what you're looking for in your bank, go to renaissancebank.com to learn more, find a local office near you, and be in touch. I think you'll be glad you did. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, member FDIC. And now I want to welcome Matthew Efird with us. Matthew's a busy guy. So Matthew has a business called Lighting Pros. Matthew, welcome.
Thank you, John. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, I stumbled there because there's quite a lot to your resume. We're going to get to all that, sure. But maybe you can detail how you're serving folks out there.
So I appreciate you having me. And
delighted.
And to speak of the Renaissance Bank and the quality of the customer service, I walked in first time being in this facility and was treated like family. It was really a pleasant experience. Kudos to them and the quality that they handle the customers that walk in their bank. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. They'll be glad to hear you say that.
So Matthew Efird on Lighting Pros. We do outdoor lighting. We specialize in Christmas lights. Mm-hmm. That came out of a need from our other business, Mosquito Joe, which is outdoor pest control. We don't service in the winter. And so this was a good opportunity for us to employ our staff all year long. What it's turned into is we actually do outdoor lighting all year long. So we do permanent Christmas lights. Those are very new to the area. We've got a couple of great products that we use there. You can control it from your phone. They're called RGB, red, green, blue. You can change them to any color. You can put them to music. You can make them do all fancy things. We're recording this around Halloween.
Yep.
And it's fun because you can design your house to look like Halloween. And then the next day, you can make it be nice, warm white to be like Christmas lights.
Yeah.
So you can do all different colors, all different holidays, really a fun thing. But as a business, where we have specialized is in commercial Christmas lights. And the reason we've done that is we have a desire to help local business owners. That's my personal desire. And what we do is we draw eyes to their local business. So we install excellent, high-quality commercial materials on their building, from lights to greenery to custom displays. And that business owner is able to get more traffic to their business. So most studies that we have seen, they get anywhere from a 4 to 6% bump in year-over-year sales when they install materials. So there's actually a definitive ROI for a business owner. They're getting more eyes to their property. When people come to their property, they stay longer, they're happier, they spend more money.
Wow. Laid some value on me there, Matthew. We're going to have to come back to some of that. But sure. I want to, before we dive into that a little more deeply, I want to get a little bit to your backstory and how you got, you mentioned the seasonality
Sure.
of Mosquito Joe's, and I get that. But why lighting as opposed to, because the way you're describing lighting, it's a year-round thing. Yeah. It's not just Christmas.
Sure.
So why lighting as opposed to anything else that's seasonal that could have buoyed you during those cold months?
So that's a great question. My wife and I were high school sweethearts, and I'm thankful that she continues to put up with me outside of my decision to follow Jesus Christ. She's the greatest decision I've ever made is being married to her. She's an amazing gift. And while we were dating in college, went to UGA, go Dogs, I was installing lights. And so I'd put lights up on, in the room or on her apartment, and newly married, we were putting lights up on our little apartment. And I came across Mosquito Joe. I was in hospital pharmacy sales out of college, growing someone else's business, and felt really called to grow my own because we were trying to start a family at that time. I wanted to be able to hand off something to my boys and have more control over my destiny, as you would say. And came across Mosquito Joe as a great opportunity to serve families. That's the desire of my heart, is to serve people. And so by serving them well in the mosquito world, they can enjoy time outside. They can enjoy making memories. And so what we found is I deliver joy at the end of the day. So I teach our team that. We just deliver joy. It doesn't matter if we're doing outdoor pest control. It doesn't matter if we're doing outdoor lighting. We're creating environments for people to be filled with joy. And so we got into lighting, and that was back in 2017, 2018. And the intention was, all we had to do was, I wanted to keep my staff employed all year because I wanted to be able to build a team. I wanted to be able to invest in my team. I wanted to be able to provide the year-round employment that leads to greater customer retention, right? That they have consistent staff, that they show up every year between both businesses. Customers are enjoying it more. It's more consistent. And in the Christmas lighting space, we were exploding. God bless that business. And it just really took off a lot faster than we ever thought it would. We started growing.
Why is that? I want to, if I can stop you there, right? Why is that?
So a lot of times in this industry, what we find, and the wording I like to use is chuck in a truck. There's a lot of chuck in the trucks out there. Anybody can install lights. That's totally fine.
I love that term.
So any pressure washer, any landscaper, any handyman can install lights.
Right.
But what we found was there was a need in the market for a quality service provider, someone that would come in with a professional level of intentionality, that we were not just a marketing company that subs out all of our work. No, we have in-house W-2 staff that we've trained, that we've built relationships and teams, that we're managing those folks all year round.
Right.
That they're part of our culture. And so when they come out to provide lights, do we make mistakes? Of course we do. But we're providing a level of experience for our customers that they can rely on. And so what's happened is we have grown organically through referrals. Do we have great marketing system? Yes, we do. Do we have great networking? Yes, we do. But at the end of the day, you only grow if you have a good product. And so we've been able to, what we would consider, master that product, which is providing really good quality installations. Yeah. So when you look at a commercial property, there are a lot of nuances to a commercial building versus a residential building. So you put lights on somebody's home, there are things you have to think about, but there's not a lot of foot traffic around that building. When you look at installing at a commercial property, there's a lot more nuance to that it has to look good during the day. They have guests coming during the day.
Right.
It has to be safe. It has to not have tripping hazards. The installation, you have to use high quality materials. It has to work every night. There's nuances that you need to be able to do when you're installing that we have been able to, what we would consider, master, and then follow up with, now let's grow in the referral space, and then grow in the branding space and the marketing space, and allow us to connect with other business owners that are looking for that experience. And then one of the things that we say is, anytime somebody gives us feedback, it's a blessing, good or bad. It gives us an opportunity to grow. And so I love the opportunity as a business owner, we've made a mistake, to make it right. Because I think it tells a lot about that business. Businesses will make mistakes. Yeah, well, what you do with them when you make them that defines you as a business.
Bill Gates said I won't get the quote exactly right, but your most dissatisfied customers are your sources of greatest learning.
Correct.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you got into this as a seasonal business, but found it really wasn't seasonal.
Correct.
And then you've pivoted in a pretty significant way. You still own the Mosquito Joe franchise? You
Yes,
do?
I
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's nod to that, folks. If you next summer, if you've got a mosquito problem, call Matthew here. Yeah, absolutely. But let's talk about residential first and kind of tie a bow on that, and then the commercial side. So on the residential side, how much, I'm sure you've got folks that call you up and want you to come out and put something rather small up that's not even worth the trip. But I guess what I'm getting to is what justifies calling lighting pros.
Yeah, it's a fantastic question.
Yeah, to come out to my house.
So a lot of times what we look at is we're defined by the quality of our installation and the quality of our materials. That's a big deal for us, those two things.
Yeah.
We do not install customer materials. That's not a knock on anybody, but as much as I love Home Depot, as much as I love Hobby Lobby, we don't buy materials from there. We have vetted national vendors that we use that are commercial grade materials. What that means is they're going to look good all year long. For instance, there is an LED bulb called an SMD bulb. It illuminates the entire bulb. So if you imagine I'm holding a pen, for those of you that are listening that can't see, my pen cap is an LED bulb. And if this doesn't have an LED diode in it, if you look at it, if I point it at you, it's brighter than if I point it at the ceiling. So what happens is the imperfections along the roof, the imperfections along the gutter, when you're going to install the lights, the angle that the light is pointed at is going to be different around the entire building. With an LED bulb, a cheaper bulb, it looks like different colors, which if you have color lights, the multicolor lights, the red, green, blue, yellow, orange, if you set up a display that way, it doesn't matter that much. But if you're doing the classic warm light, it looks really bad. It really looks poor.
So you got some of them that are real bright, some of them that are not so bright.
Correct.
And so it looks like shades of white.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
So we're able to use a very high quality, what's called an SMD bulb that we've vetted over the last 8 years now. Our vendors are suppliers with that, and it looks great no matter how it's installed in terms of the imperfections of the home. So the other thing is when you look to have somebody come to your house, the horror stories that we get them every year, there's two. Number one, they hired someone who's not insured, and that's a big deal,
right?
Because as a business, if you're not carrying liability insurance, what will happen is that individual will come to your home and they potentially can get hurt. And now you are responsible for having that person on your property and they don't have insurance. So it's going to go to your homeowner's insurance.
At a time when the homeowners insurance companies are just dying to cancel your insurance.
Correct.
I'm sorry, but that's what's going on right
now. So we always recommend, number one, verify who you're working with, that they have insurance. We carry high insurance because of the commercial side that we have.
Sure.
So we have the opportunity to work with the Ritz-Carlton. It's one of our big clients. We work with Emory Healthcare, work with a lot of their facilities, work with a lot of downtown areas, Chick-fil-A corporate office. And
it's too bad you don't work with any named customers. Holy Moses.
Those,
congratulations on that.
We've been very blessed.
Yeah.
And those clients require a level of insurance that is not normal in this industry.
Of course.
So that increases our cost. As a business owner, it increases my cost of doing business. But then second to that is, are they going to be around? So the first thing you got to verify that they have insurance. The second thing is this a fly-by-night person? So we get these calls every year. They will call us around this time. The weather's changing. It's fall. People are thinking about Christmas lights. They call us. Our quote may be a little bit higher than they were anticipating. They go with someone cheaper, and then they call us back in January because they can't get that person on the phone. That person skipped town. That person's changed business. Whatever's happened.
That person installs but doesn't uninstall.
Correct.
Got it.
Those are two caveats that we just like to share with people, not to scare anyone. There are other great organizations out there that install lights. We don't personally refer to them because I can't guarantee the quality of the work that they do.
Sure.
But those are two things just as an industry understanding. You got to make sure you're vetting whoever's coming to your home to provide a service that they're going to maintain the lights.
So I understand it's really a matter of personal preference and how much you love lights
Sure.
for Christmas and whatnot. But so it's really just a matter of what your scope is,
Sure.
how big your dreams are, and whether you want to pay for that.
Sure.
Really,
And
and getting in touch
Yes.
for that. So do you have to come out to someone's home to give a quote, or
Great
are you
question.
able to check out their home on Google Maps?
So our system, one of the things that you alluded to earlier, we have a franchise system that I've developed. Within our system, we have surveying software that we can survey the home and take all the measurements remotely, which is very efficient for our staff. It keeps our costs lower so we can keep our prices lower. And we're able to utilize, the customer will upload on their quote request. They can go on dlightingpros.com and submit a quote request. You can take some pictures of your house and we will do a custom mock-up for your home and show you this is what it's going to look like. So we can wrap columns in garland. The thing that's nice about the greenery, the wreaths with a nice pretty red bow and the garland or a temporary Christmas tree, what's really nice about those is they look good during the day. That's a really nice thing. You can outline the door. You can wrap columns. You can do the stake lighting around the walkways. You can do bush lighting. You can wrap trees. We do a lot of trees. That's a very intricate detail thing that helps set you apart from your neighbors. So if you're a homeowner and you say, hey, how lights are going up in my neighborhood, they all look the same. There are ways that you can still have a very high quality display and make your home unique.
Matthew Efird is with us, folks. John, edit. Matthew Efird is with us, folks. I'm gonna get this right,
That's
Matthew.
okay.
Yeah, Matthew Efird is with us. He's a fantastic business owner. TheLightingPros.com is where you need to go. Lighting Pros is the name of his business, of course. And we talked about the residential piece of this. Let's talk a little more about commercials. I'm drawn, and I'm sure the business owners listening to this show are drawn to the ROI that you talked about. What kind of businesses get that ROI, I guess, is the question.
It's a great question.
Is it just the retail walk-in businesses, or if I'm a insurance agent or I'm some professional services firm, should I be installing lighting on my building?
It's a great question. I think it comes down to your why, right? Simon Sinek's got a great book. Start with, why are you in business? What are you trying to do? Some business owners are in business to serve their community. And so they take this as an investment to say, hey, I want to be a joy provider in my community. I want to do a display that everybody likes to come and take pictures in front of, that it just brings joy. It's a fun time of year. You're making memories as a family. Now, I want people to come to my place of business to make memories. Is there a tangible connection? Is there a direct connection between them getting more business? Probably not.
Right.
But it's getting their name out there. It's getting them associated with those nice, fun family memories. But a lot of times what we see are the offices that we have. We, this past year, had a 94% renewal rate, which was unheard of in this industry. Very blessed. We have amazing customers.
You mean on the commercial side or
overall?
Okay, got it.
So the reason for that is we're creating value for that business owner. And we work with, like I said, some of our clients, but some of the industries, some of the shopping centers that we work with. It's about making that connection for them, that folks are coming on site to spend more time there. When we're installing lights around a shopping center or installing lights around an individual business, it is drawing eyes to the business. So business owners market. This, to me, is another opportunity for them in advertising and marketing. That's the way they need to look at this type of expense. When they look at it on their P&L or in their budget, make this a budgeted line item that draws more eyes to your place of business. So over the years, what people that we've worked with, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, we've worked with hair salons, dental offices, doctor's offices, lawyer offices, any kind of standalone business, that's a great option. When we get into a bigger suite shopping center,
right,
the difficulty can become around the neighbors, right? Can you all work together? Anyone who's in a shopping center kind of suite area, and they know sometimes it's a great opportunity, sometimes there's a lot of headaches.
Yeah.
But so we can't help everyone.
Yeah.
They believe that we're not all things to all people.
Right.
But most of your standalone businesses, those are a great resource for us we can be a great resource to them.
So Matthew, you're not going to bring this up, but I will, because you're too modest. But you were named top 10 in the Bulldog 100.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
About that honor.
Thank you very much. Very kind. We had the opportunity to, as a UGA alumni, I graduated from the University of Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I love the University of Georgia. They do every year the top 100 fastest growing businesses founded or managed by a UGA alumni. And that's year over year revenue growth. And we, in 2024, were honored with being top 10. And my brother and I worked together, and I remember he and I and my wife, Hannah, went to the reception. It was in Sanford Stadium, which is amazing. I love football and played football growing up, and we're in the locker room, and this is so surreal. And it was a fun thing for us to have a moment to celebrate all the hard work, because it's been a tremendous amount of hard work. But at the end of the day, it is based on, number one, God's blessing. Number two, the quality of staff that we have and the team that we've built. And number three, the amazing customers we have, because they're willing to continue to give us opportunity to serve them year over year, as well as refer us to friends, family, neighbors, colleagues, that they see that we're trying to do business the right way. They see that we're trying to provide value and do add value to them. And so they're more likely to refer us.
That's fantastic. So you are both a franchisor and I guess the first franchisee, right? So let's talk about that piece of it. Why did you decide to franchise the business?
It's a fantastic question. I love to help people. And when I was starting out in my Mosquito Joe, I was very concerned about what I was going to do in the winter. That was a big concern of mine. Because again, as I've said, I like to develop people. I like to try to develop teams. And I didn't want a quote unquote lifestyle business. I wanted to be able to provide high quality service to my customers all year long. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's one of our core values. And in that, I had to be able to provide good hours, good work for my team all year long. Instead of just saying, hey, it's the winter, why don't you go find something else to do? And I hope you come back in the spring. I wanted to be able to keep that in-house, to keep our team in-house. And so we started doing lights and had great success in it. We've been very blessed in it. It's grown. We developed systems. And instead of saying, hey, I want to keep all of this pie to myself, we started praying through looking at how do we help other people? Because there are other seasonal business owners that are in the exact same boat that we are.
Right.
And that was the impetus of a couple of years ago, starting this process of making sure all of our systems are in line, making sure all of our marketing's in line, making sure all of our manuals, all of the back end business operations are together. Because as a franchise, you buy an ROI, you buy a business in a box that then you take to your local community and you work that business. It's not I'm going to let it run and not going to do anything with it. No, we provide you the toolbox, the skill set, and the brand, and then you leverage that and grow it in your local market. And so my intention was to be able to help local business owners that were struggling like me. And then what's happened is even now, as we are younger in the franchising space, we have 5 locations now. They're all in Georgia. We've been very blessed in that. We have this opportunity.
Let's shout out those locations for people listening.
Our corporate office is in Jefferson,
and
we service the kind of greater Atlanta area. We have Cumming, we have Johns Creek, we have Lawrenceville, and we have Gainesville.
Okay.
So all in the North Atlanta, Northeast Atlanta, but between the 5 locations, we service Georgia. So if you are listening to this and you need help, please give us a call. Check us out on the website, thelightingpros.com. It's 770-224-0484 is how you can give us a call. But my intention was, how do we help other business owners that are struggling? And then what has come about of that is there's actually an opportunity for us to provide year-round lighting, same kind of design, which is high quality service, high quality materials, a level of customer service that we've set in this industry, expectation. And now, instead of just a seasonal business that I'm able to provide to franchisees, now I'm providing a year-round business. So this is something that if they're a entrepreneur that they've been looking for a business opportunity, now they can do this all year long.
Exactly. Yeah. That makes perfect sense. They don't have to start by owning a summer seasonal kind of business.
Correct.
That's fantastic.
So in the marketing world, you call them avatars, right? My avatars for franchisees are of two people. They are a seasonal business owner who's looking to fill their winter season void of, I don't have any revenue coming in or very little revenue coming in, and I don't have any hours for my team or very little hours for my team. That's avatar one.
Right.
Avatar two is, I've always wanted to explore business ownership, or I'm looking for another business opportunity to add to my portfolio that I can do year round. And that's avatar number two.
That's great. Matthew, let's talk about a success story, one that helps illustrate the great work you do.
Sure.
I'm sure you got plenty.
I appreciate that. One of our first Chick-fil-A's that we worked with, we had the opportunity to come in and install lights for them. At this point, we've worked with almost 3 dozen here in the greater Atlanta area. And they've been a huge champion of ours. And I reached out to them and said, hey, after our first season of working with them, just getting feedback, right? Feedback is a blessing when a customer provides you feedback. And so getting feedback from them, asking them what they liked, what we could do better next year. And then I mustered up the courage at that time. We were young in business. And I said, is there anyone that you're willing to connect us with? And she said, oh my gosh, Matthew. She said, I cannot tell you enough about the way our team acted differently. Our team members, the way that they served our customers after you installed lights was so different that they came in and they said, it was just such a joy factor. So they saw from a monetary standpoint, they saw a bump in business, right? They saw that families were bringing kids by the store more, they were staying longer, they were buying more milkshakes, they were coming in at night to see the lights. It was all that kind of fun experience. But a tangible thing that she saw was her staff. So they had less call outs that year.
Oh, wow.
They had less call outs to staff. So there were some of the kind of intangible things that they started seeing. And so what she did was she reached out to all the surrounding Chick-fil-A's and said, hey, these guys do good work. They did great experience. This is some of the feedback that we got from our team and our clients, and we'd recommend you using them. And that was our impetus into Chick-fil-A world, was that we had this one champion. It was a cool blessing. Yeah,
that's wonderful. That's congratulations on that. So you not only deliver joy, but you deliver retention and employees showing up on time.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a huge deal in this world for sure. So I think we pretty much covered the ideal client. You're much more of a potential client for your services if you're a business owner than you may think.
Yes.
And so it's really a matter of having a conversation.
Yes.
Because at this point, I'm sure, have a lot of use cases.
We do.
For various industries and sectors and types of businesses.
And we can show you from our portfolio of, if you're a chiropractic office and you've got your own building and you say, hey, I want to install this, we've got examples of that.
Yeah.
If you're a dental office and you say, hey, I want to bless my staff, I want to bless my community, what's that look like? We've got examples of that.
That's wonderful. Yeah, that's wonderful. Matthew Efird, folks, with Lighting Pros. Matthew, this has been fantastic. I'm really delighted that you could come on and join us and we could shine a light on the great work you're doing. Pardon the pun. But if we got to get to the most important question, which is for folks that want to know more and want to get in touch, how they do that.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
They can visit our website, thelightingpros.com. That has all of our information on there. If they want to call, they can call at 770-224-0484, or they can email info@thelightingpros.com. All 3 of those places will get you connected to any of our locations. We'll be happy to take care of you. We'd be honored to help you and your family.
Matthew Efird, folks, with Lighting Pros. Matthew, thanks again. Keep up the great work you're doing.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hey, folks, just a couple of quick things before we let you go for today. If you're a solo, small professional services firm and you are having issues around your value, expressing your value from a client's point of view, from their own perspective, your positioning or your business development or your pricing, then I've written a book that's just for you. It's called The Generosity Mindset, a journey to business success by raising your confidence, value, and prices. If you've got issues with some of those things I mentioned, then check this book out. It's at thegenerositymindset.com is where the coordinates are, and you can find out more about the book and also where to buy it, which is essentially where all fine books are sold. You can buy it everywhere. Also, I want to thank you that are amazing individuals that are listening to this show, because we are at show number, I think it's 815 or something like it, that 815, and we have only gotten this far because of you, because you support our mission to be the voice of business in the North Fulton region and beyond, and you do that by sharing the show, liking us on social media, sending us great guests. You and I are connected because you got connected to me by who? Matthew. By
Heather, right.
So shout out to Heather. I see you out there, Heather. and I thank you and so many others that support us in so many ways, because without that support, we wouldn't be doing this work. So thank you. So for my guest, Matthew Efird, I'm John Ray. Join us next time here on North Fulton Business Radio.